Hey, I'm James Heimbach, the product manager for the testing team in the verify stage. And today I'm going to be walking you through a new feature that just hit GitLab.com on Canary. Maybe it's made its way all the way out to production around the code coverage approval rule. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen, and I just shared the Zoom link with my team, so we might have somebody be joining us at some point. So starting with the issue that we were working on, displaying the code coverage approval rule. All the backend work is actually done in 14.0. You could hack around and get it set up. It's just not a great experience for customers. So now we have the MR is done, and we have a coverage check approval rule. And so I'm going to be walking through just one of my demo projects, setting this up so that if code coverage decreases, I will not be able to merge that MR without approval of the MR because of this rule. So that is what I'm going to be tackling. I haven't set this up before. I haven't played with merge request approval rules before. So this is going to be fun and exciting for both of us. So I'm going to take, this is a clone of a project that I used previously to create the same sort of functionality, just with a shell script. Super hacky way to do it, easily worked around, but it was at least a speed bump for teams to be able to do this. You'll still be able to do this if you're using just the core product with free product or CE. So because this requires merge request approvals, which is a premium feature, but this is just a clone of that. So what I'm going to do is actually start with the docs for this merge request approval. The docs are out there, and I believe it is in here in approval rules. Supervision duties. No, that's not code. There we go. So we have a coverage check approval rule here. Okay, so we actually have steps for this. Let's break this window out. Let's do a share my whole screen so everybody can see everything. There we go. Okay, so it looks like we can just follow our steps. Kudos to the team for making this nice and easy for me. Thanks, folks. So we're just going to follow these steps to enable the coverage check MR approval rule in this project. So I'm going to move that over there too. And this is the old project. This is the this is just an MR that failed with the shell script. We're going to remove that from the GitLab CI YAML after we get this approval rule set up. So this is the project. It's a public project so that I can use this premium feature. And let's just go through. So going into settings, general, merge request approvals is here because it's a public project. And let's say prevent users from modifying MR approval rules in the merge requests and enable this one. I'm going to do this on our default branch here, master, required one approval. And I need an approver. So I'm just going to make myself the approver. See if that'll work. Great. So I am in there. And I'm going to make my other account. No, I don't think I'm in this project, so that may not work. Yeah, no matches. Okay, so to make myself an approver, just for the sake of this demo, usually you would make another group or somebody else an approver. For a project like this, the workflow would probably be make team lead or tech leads an approver so that you can kind of go that break glass scenario of we have to push patch out even though test coverage is decreasing. All right, go ahead and save my changes. Great. All right. Enable the coverage checks, select target branch, approvals greater than 0, which we did, the users, and then add the approval rule. Great. So that is all set. Let's go into our project then. And let's edit our GitLab CI YAML. All right, so we don't need this coverage check job. Let's edit this guy. Delete it. We don't need it. Okay. So that is done. And then I'm gonna basically copy this MR that adds the untested function. I don't remember what I added, so we'll put that over there. For source. Java. Okay. So we're going to add a function here that will be tested. Just a simple little thing. Cool. So I'm going to save this and run pipeline. We're going. And it should actually be pretty quick. So I'm not going to pause the recording. Click in and see what this job is doing. That's pretty boring. The other thing I could have added here that might be helpful. This test coverage visualization could work really nicely with this feature. As you go in, you can see really quickly what is not covered by a test that is causing that test coverage decrease in the MR diff. That is not something that I have enabled in this feature, though. So I don't think I did. With the old project, well, that one's doing its thing. Yeah, I uploaded the report JUnit because I'm creating, looks like a Jacoco file here. I could pretty easily convert that over into Covertura, which is the format that's supported, and then upload it as a artifact report Covertura, and then get that test coverage visualization data. But I was using Jacoco for this one. It does look like that gets published out to pages, so I can still see the data there, file by file view, which would be nice. Looks like my job is done. Cool. And that's some coverage there. Probably because I didn't have test coverage set up in here. Let's go into I always forget what this is. No. Test coverage examples. Here we go. Report. Settings CCD. General pipelines. Test coverage parsing field. There it is. I was looking for all of the examples that are not there anymore. Forget about that. That's going to be helpful here. Let's go back into the merge request and actually remove the code that we added and just update the GitLab CI YAML to remove the job. Forgot to back out. So get us test coverage. Go ahead and pause the recording while this pipeline is running, and I will be back when we have test coverage data. All right, my pipeline finished. Actually, already hit merge for it. It is in the process of, it's already merged like that. So now we have test coverage. We have 50% test coverage on this project from one job. If I was calculating test coverage in multiple jobs, which you see in the GitLab project for both front end and back end, RSpec and Java, or RSpec and Jest, rather. You see multiple jobs there, and that tooltip breaks it out so you can see what each of them is that contributes to that overall number, and we just take the average. So that is there. We have our 50% now. Now we have something to compare against. So now that we have that, I can go in and actually add my other code here. Make sure I'm sharing the right stuff. Here we go. Cool. I'm just going to go with IDE. That's the ones. Cool. I'm just going to do a little copy pasta. This function, start making merge requests. Oh, that's not going to work. Missed curly bracket. There we go. That'll work better. All right. All right, we'll pause for a minute while this is running, and then when we get back, we should have some stuff to look at. All right, my job is finished running. You can see now we have 36% coverage, which is not going to be enough to get this merged. Oh, it's telling me I can't merge. Huh. Not sure why coverage check is saying that it's been approved, since I can't really approve it yet. Well, that's interesting. Normally, you would think that that would not be checked because it has not been approved by me. But I am not familiar with how the options for that work. I'll pause for just a minute. I'm going to try to get another approver in here from the team who can help approve another MR and see if we can't show how this actually works. All right, we're back. Eric has joined me. He is sharing his screen. He's a backend engineer on the testing team. And Eric is going to basically recreate my MR in this project, but with himself as the author. And that should get us what we need. He should not be able to approve it because he is not the owner of the project. That is the problem. If you're the the owner of the project, we can merge things.
Okay. Let me see. What do I do? Let me go to merge request, I guess.
Yeah.
How do
If you copy the code that's in that change and then go into the repository and click the Web IDE button on that file, you can just paste that in and commit it and start a new MR. You developers, and you're working locally and pushing branches and stuff, not just the Web IDE.
Or do I need to fork this project, or can you add my user to your project first?
Oh, I can add the user. Yeah.
But to fork this project. Although I can fork the project.
I can add the user. That'll be easy enough.
So I'll just copy this.
Let's see. I am an owner of project information numbers.
Sorry, what file was I editing? Demo application, right?
Yeah.
Web ID. Oh wait, I can't.
All right, I've invited you as a member of the group, or a member of the project, rather. I should have just invited all of testing to start.
Okay. Create a new branch.
Eric, you worked on the back end of this to add the check, I believe, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
So
I don't think we've ever done one of these kind of feature demos and recorded it before. I'm glad I was able to snag an engineer who worked on it.
It's cool. So yeah, it shows the coverage check rule here.
Awesome. And cool. And I already see in my to-dos that you've set me as an approver for that MR. Cool. Well, we don't have to wait for the pipeline. Can you stop your share? Actually, I can do mine. Cool. So then in the MR, because I'm the approver, when I go and look at it, I see requires approval from the coverage check. It's still running. Doesn't show me the test coverage though. That's surprising. I wonder why coverage didn't parse. It's there. Well, that's interesting. You would think that I wouldn't need to approve this if there's no coverage that's actually happening, would you?
Does the job have the? I'm trying to look at the trace. Did it have the coverage value there? So we're trying to parse the coverage from the XML.
I believe so. Well, it should be from the logs. Oh, there it goes. It just took it a while. Coverage just showed up. Awesome. That's still really interesting. Yeah, I'm still not getting the coverage change on the MR or on the widget though. Huh. So not working quite as expected. It does tell me that I have to approve it. I wonder though if that's, if it didn't have coverage data to compare.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Yeah. Wait. No, not really, right? It's
the last master pipeline. Yeah, it had coverage. So it had coverage data. Yeah, the coverage is there. Huh. Wonder why it's not showing up. I mean, the workflow would be I click approve. This is fine. Oh, then it showed up.
yeah.
All right, well, we found a bug. It works, kind of. Now that it's approved, Eric should be able to merge this though, and it would decrease the coverage, but you can't see how much it decreases the coverage. I wonder if I revoke approval of it. Now it's back. That is, all right. Well, we'll keep testing on that and see what happens and get that fixed up. Thanks, Eric.
All right.
But I don't know that I'm going to post it.